When I say Buddy Holly, what comes to your mind? It depends on if you're a certain generation, right? If you're maybe me, a little bit older, you think about this musician, and maybe you think about the unfortunate, tragic way that he died. If you're of younger generations, I was reminded during the break, you might think of the Weezer song, right, Danny? Was it Weezer? Yes, okay. That's why we have people of all generations here to help us give context. We're gonna take you down to Iowa now. Clear Lake, to be more specific. If you don't know it already, this is the home of the Surf Ballroom. So much history there. That is where Buddy Holly, Ritchie Valens, and the Big Bopper played their last show. They were killed, of course, in a plane crash just outside of Clear Lake as they were heading for another show in Fargo. If you've seen the movie La Bamba, if you remember that gem, you know it became known as the day the music died. Surf Ballroom paying tribute to Buddy Holly and those musicians. And joining us now is Brian Luallen. He is CEO of the Surf Ballroom and Museum. Thanks for being with us.
That's great to be with you.
So Brian, let's first talk about the ballroom, the museum, the history here. What have you guys done in the past to honor, and then what's happening now?
Well, it's a really special place. In the entire country, there's really only 4 National Historic Landmarks that are venues. It's us, Carnegie Hall, the Apollo Theater, and the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, where the Grand Ole Opry was
I did not
founded.
know that. Brian, that's
That says an
fantastic.
it says an awful lot about just how important this is, because that designation means that we're one of the most important historical and architectural sites in the entire country. And it's because that moment in 1958 meant so much, the fabled day the music died. But, our organization is really living proof that it didn't. What we're about is preserving the legacy of these powerful musicians. Paul McCartney, Bob Dylan, these guys have talked about Buddy Holly as the architect of everything that came after in rock music. And that's a powerful legacy. Whether you're Weezer or whether you're another fan, there's a lot of connections to that moment. And it was really the first tragedy in the history of rock and roll, where in a lot of ways it forced a maturity, and you wouldn't have had that later music from Dylan or perhaps the Beatles without this moment in time that we're caretakers of. And so we're really passionately dedicated. We're a nonprofit organization, and we manage the site as an active venue, and we have thriving brand new artists in every genre: blues, rock and roll, country music. But we have a new project that's really exciting, and it's right behind me. It's the new Music Enrichment Center, which is the home of a new immersive, interactive exhibition that brings the heartbeat of American music, and in particular, that early period of rock and roll that I am just a huge fan of, to life. I think there's a reason people look back to these performers in those early days of what has been, an internationally recognized great American art form. And we happen to capture a moment in time, and this will bring that to life in this brand new facility in a lot of exciting ways. You're going to touch it, you're going to hear it, you're going to feel it, you're even going to smell the history as we use some Disney 4D effects to kind of bring incredible new art and immersive technology to life.
Can you give us an example, Brian? Something, when people come down, what will they be able to do that's immersive?
So when I say immersive, this is an experience that entirely covers the floor, the walls. And the surf is unique in that it has a tropical theme. The idea was to have an escape for locals in northern Iowa that would be tropical, a break from the bitter winters that we have here and across the Midwest. And when that's talked about, water washes all over the floor. And as you walk through it, there's specialized computers, cameras, and devices that then put ripples underneath your feet. This is entirely a virtual effect. You smell coconuts, you smell pineapples, but as you walk through this, the ripples are music notes. And it's the idea of you really embracing these moments passionately. But we also have some incredible artifacts. We were recently blessed to have the microphone that Buddy performed into at the very last show here, the fabled day the music died. It has been returned to us, and that's going to be on display for visitors for the first time ever.
Incredible. I have chills right now just even thinking about this. You mentioned the city in the area, and I'm just so curious, what's it like to be part of that community where this tragedy happened, but yet now you're able to do this and have for a long time to honor that and teach future generations about the impact?
It's a great question. This has been a wonderful public-private partnership. The City of Clear Lake has been a very active partner in helping fund this project behind us. They've been actively involved in the design of the internal experience. I think this is a real place of pride for the community of Clear Lake. And there's a lot of times that venues like the Surf have closed across the country. There used to be thousands of these incredible ballrooms built for big band, and most of them are gone. The Surf is here because every time something like that has happened, the community of Clear Lake has stepped up and said, no, this is important. This isn't just our history. This is part of the American history and cultural experience that needs to be preserved. And so that's why we see an expansive capital project in this brand new facility. You can see behind me, it's sort of sitting right next to the Surf Ballroom that would be over my, I suppose, left shoulder.
Brian, did you grow up in this area? Where's the passion come from for you?
Quite candidly, I grew up in a music family and I can't play a note. But growing up with baby pictures, I have baby pictures of Bob Marley holding me. Famous musicians would call the house because my folks were involved in that. But I was drawn to the music of guys like Buddy Holly specifically, Chuck Berry, Roy Orbison. And this is a great American art form. If you look at what we've offered the world, a lot of people talk about jazz. And that early period of American rock and roll is just as significant. It's just as vital. And it's something that I think we need to reflect on and really help preserve for future generations. So that's my passion piece on this project.
I mentioned La Bamba, of course. I think people of a certain generation will remember that. You know, there's so many biopics now about musicians, and we're getting these deep looks into their lives, and not just kind of the milestone type moments, but just really who they were as people. Is there anything you want to share with us about what you've learned over the years about, you know, any of these artists and their
Probably
connections
one
there?
of my more sacred relationships is with Connie Valens, Ritchie Valens' sister, and it's been really wonderful to get to know her throughout the creation of this project. Her family and the Boppers family are very excited for this project. Ultimately, this is about making sure that their lasting legacies are told. And when you think about Ritchie Valens, using him as a specific example, he lost his life at only 17, and yet his reworking of the fabulous Mexican folk song La Bamba still permeates. So every year we do a musical program for young kids as part of a celebration of that spirit of music on the anniversary of the tragedy. And we bring in kids from the surrounding school system. And when they hear La Bamba, they all react to it as viscerally as anybody would have when that record first came out. And that's the power of this music, is that it can transcend time, it transcends culture, and it can hit us in a really primal way that I think is spiritual and I think is absolutely worthy of preservation.
So what do people need to know if they, I guess, want to come to this immersive experience at the Enrichment Center, or just want to check out somebody playing music there at some time, you know, on a weekend or something like that?
Well, we always have shows, and so visiting surfballroom.com is the best way to get informed about those upcoming concerts, as well as tickets, which are now available for the preview night that we're doing on September 4th. We're going to be opening this the weekend of Buddy Holly's birthday. He was born on the 7th, and so as tribute to that, we have a whole series of events that'll be taking place over the course of that weekend, and I hope people that are interested, please visit surfballroom.com, check that out, follow us on social media, and get tapped in, because this is a really exciting first of its kind experience. You're really never going to experience this anywhere else in the world, and it will bring this to life for you.
Awesome. And it's a quick drive from the metro area, the Twin Cities. People are like, where is it? It's really close, hour and a half, 2 hours here from here. Great day trip, great weekend to spend in that area. So Brian, thanks for joining us, and thanks for all the work that you've done to get this thing going. I can't imagine all the work that's gone into this from so many different people. But what a gift to that community and to all of us who are within driving distance of getting there, because it sounds fantastic.
Thank you so much. We hope to see you all soon.
All right, take care.